here. I battle the reptilians because they kept zillions. All these haters dissing, cause all that flavor's missing. We battle the reptilians because they kept zillions. All these haters dissing, cause all that flavor's missing. We can't trust all the things we see, and they can never fake King ZG. The MVP, I'm undefeatable. My level is unreachable, unreasonable. I make speakers blow. Beast, you know I'm young Ishiro. I hit it out intergalactically. I rose from the ashes magically. Even if I see darkness closing in, I'm committed to exposing sins. There is no end to insanity. My head continues to spin manically, and I don't do it for vanity. Just creating art's my fantasy. I reconnect tangentially and expand exponentially. We battle the reptilians because they kept zillions. All these haters dissing, cause all that flavor's missing. We battle the reptilians because they kept zillions. All these haters dissing, cause all that flavor's missing. Fuck it up. I still need a lady like me mentally, so we both expand exponentially. In minutes we connect essentially to see where we go potentially. So many have died so senselessly, and none of the fakeness convinces me. You wanna try to be pious, it's all used up. You can't try to refry this. My iris cannot ever get deceived. I am my own man, all of it's received. I know this is no way to be, but I'll respond to it playfully. I'm falling asleep at the wheel, gotta make the secrets revealed. I'm just trying to be the best version before they make the stress worsen. Just a demo of some doom. You feel the vibes. Cause we battle the reptilians because they kept zillions. All these haters dissing, cause all that flavor's missing. We battle the reptilians because they kept zillions. And all these haters dissing, cause all of their flavor's missing. Yup. We battle the reptilians because they kept zillions. All these haters dissing, cause all that flavor's missing. One love. Don't let them shape shift on you. They keep shape shifting. I am zero grav. Soy cero gravedad. I'm just playing. But I'm zero grav. You know what time it is. That was that cut that led us in. Was just a little mixtape track. I put it on here before, but it's been a while. I don't think I put it on the video version, so some of y'all probably picked this show up since the video started. So yeah, that's something new for you. RIP MF Doom. It's an MF Doom beat, if you're familiar. I think it's dope that MF Doom just released, like, I feel like he released like all of his instrumentals like over time, you know? Those like special spice herbs and spices series and all that. It's pretty cool. A lot of people wouldn't do that. I don't know, it kind of inspires me because sometimes I'm like, I don't want motherfuckers rapping over my beat. I don't want whack motherfuckers jumping on my beats. Oops. Monetization. I gotta get used to that. I gotta get used to not cursing because I'm gonna get the monetization back. I didn't make an attempt this week. I was just too busy with family and all that, but I will get it back. I'm gonna get paid again. I mean, either way, you know, I make money, but I need more. I need more. So just so you know, if you're a new viewer, because apparently I got new people watching. This Godcast is mainly a comedy Godcast. I'm just not funny. That's the problem. Like, it's intended to be comedy. I'm just not a funny person. I'm sorry. What do you want me to do? No, in all seriousness, it's like, don't take me seriously. I'm these are jokes. Like, they're not all gonna land. They're not all gonna be perfect. Don't be one of those annoying people that's like, oh, that joke wasn't funny. It's like, well, yeah, sorry. What do you want me to do? I'm not a clown. I'm not here to amuse you all the time. If you don't like it, don't watch. It's no skin off my dick. Damn it. Why do I keep cursing unnecessarily? Why am I doing this? I don't understand. It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, this is a comedy show. That's like the main point of the show. Like, don't whine. Stop whining about it. This is just what it is. This is the real deal. So anyway, yeah. Happy Thanksgiving everyone out there. Even the woke anti-Thanksgiving people, happy Thanksgiving to you too. Oh man, I'm gonna get more into that later, but it's funny how some people do that like every year. Like, don't you get tired of that? Like, just being negative on holidays? Because not just Thanksgiving, it's like they do it on 4th of July too. Those are like the main two. Christmas, that's a big one. They do it on Christmas. Christmas is a pagan holiday. It's like, bro, it has different meanings for different people. All of these holidays are really just about getting together with loved ones. Have you not figured that out? Do people just hate you? Because I see why. You're kind of annoying. Like, you do this every year. It's not clever. You're not like making some point that hasn't been made. It's just this point you're just droning on and on. Every year, is it really necessary? I see the same people do it. I don't see it as much anymore. Maybe y'all don't see it. I got a weird algorithm, bro. I got like a lot of like very super leftist people in my algorithm. I mean, like I've said, I'm leftist myself, but I'm more of an anarchist. I like to think of myself as the president of the anarchist party. One time I said that and someone was like, an anarchist party wouldn't have a president. I'm like, that's the joke, dumbass. That's the joke. Thanks for ruining it. Yes, of course they wouldn't have a It's just funny, like some people just have this switch in their brain where they're just like, no, I have to prove everyone wrong all the time. And you just end up looking stupid a lot of times because it's like, sometimes it's a joke. Sometimes people are well aware that what they're saying is not 100% factual. That's the whole joke. It's not everything is supposed to be so serious. Some of y'all are so serious. Why so serious? Yeah, anyway. So what's your favorite Thanksgiving food? If y'all could respond, let me know. Shoot me some of your favorite Thanksgiving foods. A lot of people say turkey, right? Turkey's hit and miss for me. Turkey's hit and miss for me. Sometimes, some years it's fire. This year was pretty good. Some years it's great. I want to get that Cajun turkey from Popeyes. That's what I want to get. I always like it's always too late or too expensive, or it is kind of expensive actually for a turkey. I want to say it's like 60 something bucks, and I don't even think it's that big of a turkey. It's kind of expensive for a turkey. They aren't usually that much, you know. But I don't know. But I try not to think like that. I try not to think like a brokey. You got to break out that mindset. If you believe you're broke, then you are. If you believe you're old, you are. So me, I'll say you're old in like your 30s. I'm like, you most likely, in all likelihood, you have more life ahead of you than behind you. So you're not old, and you only are old when you feel old. Really, like when you decide, like, I'm old. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's when you're old. Now you could snap out of it, I think, but once you get into that, it's like you are not old at 30. That's not old by any stretch of the imagination. This isn't the 1700s where it's like you're gonna die in a couple years if you're 30. It's like we're in a different age. We're in the age where, I mean, realistically, like people have said that people are gonna start living to like 100 on a regular basis. So 30 is not old at all. If you take care of yourself, that ain't old. 40 ain't really old either. Like 50, not really old. I think when you start to be, I'd say 60, you're starting to get into like the old territory, I would say. But you know what it is, I would say, is when you start like counting, when you are able to get like senior discounts, that's when I think, okay, maybe you're a little old. But even then, I feel like there's people who are like a young 60 and there's people who are old ass 60. It's all up here. It's all up top. It's about how you think. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be feeling burnt out for the next like 50, 60 years. I'm not down for that. 70 years maybe, maybe 80 years. I'm not down. I want to live life. I want to enjoy life. I don't want to be one of these people that's like, "Oh, I'm too old for that." It's like you're not too old. Plenty of people have accomplished a lot after 30 or after 40 or after 50. It's like your life isn't over at that. You don't have to give up your dreams. You never have to give up your dreams. You never do. Don't let anyone tell you that. You never have to give up your dreams. They want you to give up your dreams. They want you to just become another blip of a consumer that just buys into all this stuff. That's another thing. All these holidays are really about consumerism. It ain't about like some evil stuff and all that. It's like it's about fueling this broke ass economy. That's what it's really about. All the holidays are about that. Y'all want to like battle about like, oh, this is pagan. Oh, this is evil. Oh, it's satanic. Oh, this is genocide. This is about this. It's like, no, it's about fucking making money by selling people on the idea of it being about family and loved ones. That's what it really is. And I see some people say, like, I'm sick of Thanksgiving. I'm sick of just a bunch of people pretending to like each other and the awkwardness and just gossip. And it's like, well, maybe your family sucks. I'm sorry. Like, I don't really have that problem. Like, yeah, I guess there's a little tension, like just with some people, just you never know what type of mood people are in that day. That's all it really is for me and my family. But most of the time it's fine. It's like there's not really any big issues. There was a hilarious time where like well, my dad cooked a turkey and they realized it didn't smell right. So the turkey apparently had like it went bad. So he gets pissed. he throws the fucking turkey out into the backyard. Like just tosses it, the whole turkey. That still makes me laugh when I think about it. At the time, it was one of those where you have to like hide, like I had to hide like that. I can't just straight up laugh at that. My dad is not the one to play with that stuff, but it was hilarious. I just never seen that before. Like throwing a whole turkey out the window. Like he opened the back door and just threw the whole turkey out into the somewhere into the yard. Man, that was hilarious. The I got like a good Thanksgiving episode. I want to say it's the one. It's called the one where Grab breaks the table. I want to say that it's an early episode. It might be single digits. I feel like that one's season one. I feel like that one's season one. Yeah, like if I had to guess, that's where I feel like it's at. Because season one started 11/11/2019 and would have been like a couple episodes and then Christmas or Thanksgiving. So I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty damn sure. It might be the third episode if I had to guess. So anyway, that's like the name of it. You'll be able to find it, but I know it's like an early episode. Should be easy to find. So yeah. Um yeah, happy Thanksgiving everyone out there. I was talking about favorite Thanksgiving foods. My favorite probably mac and cheese, and that's the one that I make or yeah, the one I usually make. So that's probably my favorite because when mac and cheese is fire, it's fire. And this year it wasn't my best mac and cheese, but it still fucking disappeared within a day. So I guess it wasn't that damn bad, huh? because it wasn't as creamy as I like it. My dad said it was like the only thing he really liked, so that was surprising. He's usually little more. We went to my aunt's house, and I guess he thought that the food was like kind of flavored. It was a little bland, but it wasn't bad. It was cooked well. Everything was cooked well. It was a little bit bland. The turkey was pretty good because it wasn't dry. It's the problem with turkey. Sometimes it gets dry. Like I've had a lot of different turkeys over the years. I feel like most of the time it's pretty good, but sometimes it's pretty dry. It's never the best thing for me though, honestly. The turkey's never the best thing. I don't know. It's good, it's never the best thing. I always like the sides more. Sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are fire. Sweet potatoes, mac and cheese. So, some Thanksgivings I've had like collard greens, or fucking or bok choy. But I always gotta be different. So she's made like bok choy, but you know what? Bok choy is pretty fire. We've had tamales on Thanksgiving. Those are fire. My dad actually makes some of the best ones. Um, and stuff like that. Stuffing, good stuffing can be real fire. I see why people like that. I like the cranberry sauce, but that's always like basic. It's nothing special. Green beans, I like the green beans. I don't know, those always hit good. Some good mashed potatoes, those could be fire. I fucks with those. Yeah, good mashed potatoes. Yeah, probably some of my favorites. It's usually all pretty good, Like some years it's really fire. I want to say last year was like super fire. Yeah. There was a year where, yeah, I think that was last year. So I made the mac and cheese, but I made it with like this like bougie milk that was like, I think it was like $9 for a gallon, and it had like the cream top. Man, that one was fire. I would say though, I started using that Chihuahua cheese in my last few mac and cheeses. Just chef's kiss. That stuff is real good. So I recommend that. It's a white cheese. The company's Chihuahua. I forget what the name of the cheese is, but you'll find it. They have it like at Cardenas. It's like a red bag. They have it at Costco too. So, and other stores, I'm sure. Those are the two I could think of where they got that. But I recommend that one. Really though, if you want to make good mac and cheese, you need a variety. Like that's one of the ones I use. Mexican blend, any type of Mexican blend is a good one. I usually grate a bunch of cheese, like a bunch of sharp cheddar and all that shit. I like putting mixing some cream cheese in, cream cheese or sour cream. Milk is pretty key if you want to get it creamy. When I used that cream top milk, that shit was super creamy. So I recommend that. I like to just make it. You can. Here's a tip for you. You can't put too much cheese. You can put too little cheese, which I think this year it was a little too little cheese. But here's what happened. Is like my dad likes the sharp ass cheddar. So he got that. There was no milk because no one around here is drinking milk really. So I had to I had to improvise. There was no milk, the sour cream was expired. So I threw that shit away. I was over at my parents' house making this mac and cheese. So there's no milk, sour cream's expired, no cream cheese. So I had some yogurt, plain yogurt, not the greatest, but hey, I wanted something creamy. So I grabbed that. Like, okay, check the expiration. Cool. We got a couple weeks on the expiration. Shockingly, that shit lasts a while. It lasts a long time when it's not like flavored, I think, cuz it was just plain. So yeah, that kind of works. It's close enough to sour cream. Not ideal, but it's close enough where it's like, okay, I think we could do this. So that worked pretty well. It just wasn't quite cheesy enough, But it was good. I mean, it fucking got eaten in a day, so I'm probably being too critical. You know, Everybody liked it. My aunt said it was great, so I can't complain. But I mean, she loves cheese. To be fair, so I spent Thanksgiving at my aunt's house. We walked some dogs in the hills. They got beautiful views. I don't want to say exactly where they live, but they live like up in like a canyon, and it's like really pretty up there, you know. Yeah, so that was cool. Got to walk. What was that dog? It was like, it looked like Amaterasu from Okami. It looked like a big like wolf dog like that, just a big white like wolf dog. So that was cool. Amaterasu. Yeah, but that was fun. It's, I don't know. They got some real nice views. It's like up in like the canyons of LA, you know, like up in that area. Nice area. So yeah, my aunt is a scientist, and her husband is a rocket scientist. Like, she's a biologist, he's a rocket scientist. And like, what's funny is neither of them really clearly don't care about physical appearance too much. Like, I actually give my aunt some credit for, like, she's just kind of has let her hair like go gray, you know, and she doesn't dye it or anything. Like a lot of women her age, she's like in her 50s. So a lot of women her age would dye their hair. She doesn't dye it. She's just like, just lets she just lets herself age naturally. That's cool. So my aunt, she, like, they don't care about their parents, her and her husband. I mean, they're scientists. Like, that's not really usually a top priority for scientists. So my uncle, he he has like these wild eyebrows. Like, his eyebrows are really thick, and it's just like, you know, like my eyebrows are expressive and thick too, but his are like wiry, like they're long, you know. It just made me think like that, like it's like, as a scientist, that's like a badge of honor, because it looks like you're in like deeper thought. And it's like the scientists are all competing for, with like the bushiest eyebrows, like who can look the deepest in thought. Like, I am the real science man, you know. That's what it reminds me of. So he's always had those real deep eyebrows, and now he, surprisingly, like, he's never had a beard. He grew a beard out. He has like a white beard, and he looks like a science man. I mean, he's a rocket scientist, literally. So it makes sense, but it's just kind of funny to see him like in this new way. He's like science man. You know, if he had a lab coat, he would look like such a caricature of a science man. Yeah. So they got a son, and he's just, you know, I think he's autistic. Like, he's smart. And that's a big stigma with autism. Those kids are not dumb. I mean, I'm sure there are dumb autistic kids, just like there's dumb kids that are not autistic. But a lot of those autistic kids are smart. There's like this negative stigma that they're like dumb or something. Like, people think it's like Down syndrome, and really, Down syndrome also. Some of the sweetest people I've met had Down syndrome. Like, they're so incredibly nice. Like when I was subbing more, I had like, I do like special needs classes, and one of the boys had Down syndrome, and he was so happy and nice all the time. And it's like, I know we have like a lot of people. I won't say we, because I'm not like y'all. A lot of people have this negative perception, and people are like depressed when their kids have Down syndrome. It's like, honestly, those are some of the most joyful people I've been around, people with Down syndrome. It's not, we got to stop thinking of it as being like this negative thing. Like, yeah, sure, there might be things that are more difficult about it, but everything in life, I mean, there's positive and negative. So it's like, we got to stop looking at it like that, especially in autism too. You know, it's like, a lot of those kids are really smart. My cousin's probably one of the smartest kids that you would meet at that age, you know. I mean, both his parents are smart, and they're teaching him all the time, filling his brain with a bunch of random information. But I think he's autistic. I honestly do, because he gets fixated on something, and his thing is like cars. Like, a lot of autistic people will have like a thing, or like, when they get into something, they really get into it. Like, I remember I had like one of the kids that I would teach when I subbed more. He would be like, he was obsessed with buses. He'd be like, definitely Bluebird bus. The Bluebird bus came. Bluebird, you know, like, he would like talk about the Bluebird buses. Like that was his school bus, Bluebird, and he would talk about all the no, that's not a Bluebird bus. It doesn't have the front part shaped like that. That's not Bluebird. Like he would like, you know, my cousin knows like his thing's cars, so he knows like he said like yeah I know all the zoning laws or like all the limits to like how long your truck can be, the diesel trucks. And it's like I guess in Colorado it's like shorter than other states and stuff like that. It's just like he knows all this random information like that, like super random information. And like I was playing around, I was like, oh yeah, everyone knows that. Like stuff like I can't help myself. I just I play around. But luckily he thought it was funny. He gets my jokes, which is kind of cool. I when he was a baby, I used to babysit him, and he was very. It was fun. It was fun to babysit him. Then he got older. He started being a little dick. And like he hurt Jazzy a couple of times, and I was just like, and then one time, like I punished him for it, and the next time I saw him, he just starts wailing on me, and nobody stops him. And I mean, it's a kid; it doesn't really hurt, but I'm just like, nobody's stopping this. He's just like punching me over and over again, like, and he's laughing about it. I'm like, he's like hitting me in the arm and stuff, and like I'm just like, really, no one's gonna do. I can't do anything really. I'm an adult. Like I can't just knock him out or something. But like it was wild. And he doesn't have a lot of boundaries. He and my aunt, she's a sweet lady. She's great mom, really, but like that's like her flaw is like she likes to let kids explore, and he has a little bit too little boundaries. And then there's this whole thing where he thinks he's smarter than his teachers and stuff, and it's like you can't. I hate to see that in kids, because like even sometimes my daughter, she'll like think of her teachers in ways that I never thought of my teachers, and the stuff I've heard her behavior sometimes. A lot of that generation is just so, it feels like they're so entitled, and they think they're smarter than teachers, and they don't have a lot of respect for like authority. Like some of the stuff is like I can't imagine saying that to like my teachers. Some of the stuff that they say, like my cousin will straight up say his teachers are dumb and stuff like that. And it's like, honestly, I mean, at this point in their life, they're smarter than you. Like, let's be real. You're smart for your age, but they're smarter than you. I mean, they're literally teaching you things. And I mean, having a bunch of random knowledge in your head is not, to me, that's not intelligence. Like, intelligence is like how you apply that knowledge and like, you know, create things, come up with new ideas and shit. Like just having the capacity to store knowledge, that's like a cool parlor trick basically. But that's not intelligence to me. Like I'm like, yeah, cool. Okay, so you're a good test taker. Like they're throwing out more tests all the time because they've determined that that's not the best, like that's not the most accurate way to determine someone's like intellectual value. There's plenty of people that are really fucking smart that suck at taking tests. Like it's just like a skill, and like you have it or you don't. It's like IQ tests. You can't trust, like a lot of times those are biased. You can't really trust those. I don't know. Anyway, I'm getting on like a weird rant, but yeah, he's autistic, I think. Autism and science can be a great combination. I feel like a lot of scientists are probably autistic, to be honest, because they get fixated on like this one thing, and they just like they learn everything about it, and the repetition, and like makes sense. But yeah, so now it's time for KZRO review. Woo, 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 woo. KZRO reviews. What am I doing? So this week in theaters, I only saw one movie in theaters this week. It was a busy week. I wanted to see others. The only one I saw, I made it a point to see it, was Thanksgiving, the new Eli Roth movie. I have to say, started kind of rough. Wasn't sure about it. I was like, I don't know about this. One of the rare movies that gets better as it goes along. Because a lot of movies, they start well, and then, especially horror movies, they start well. Then by the end, like the last third of the movie, you're like, oh man, this is kind of a piece of shit, isn't it? Damn it. And then you wasted an hour and a half. Or a lot of the bad horror movies, it's like an hour 20, like they're short. It's like they know, it's like, yeah, this movie sucks, we'll get you out of here early. Thanksgiving was longer. I believe it was like hour 45. I don't remember, but it was a little longer for compared to some horror movies anyway. I mean, Terrifier 2 is long as hell. I like it. It's not for everyone, but this movie wasn't. I didn't enjoy it as much as Terrifier 2, which is actually one of my favorite horror movies. I think it's the ultimate slasher movie. I've said that before. But Thanksgiving has some good stuff going for it. It's a pretty good concept. Some people call it a new horror classic. I don't know. I had a hard time kind of scoring it because part of me is like, it feels like it's an 8, and then part of me is like, it feels like a 7. No, that's too low. So I landed at 7.5 Zeus slaps God. That's what I give it. It starts pretty rough. Like it seems like it's gonna suck, and then it gets better as it goes along. And then by the end, there's some pretty good twists and stuff. Like pretty good movie. I recommend it if you're a horror fan. I think most horror fans would like it. It's a gory movie. It's fairly scary. It had a good amount of horror to it. And Eli Roth, if you don't know, he made the Hostel movies. He made Cabin Fever, and he made some other movies. So if you're those movies are pretty popular. If you're a fan of his work, you'll probably like it. He was also, a lot of people don't know this, he was the bear Jew in Inglorious Bastards. So fun fact about Eli Roth. But yeah, pretty good movie. Um, Not bad. And then I watched on Tubi. I watched the movie Momento, Christopher Nolan movie, and I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it's creative, it's cool. This is like an early Christopher Nolan movie, right? Early 2000s. It's a creative movie. It was cool. I thought it was interesting. The concept is basically this guy has short-term memory loss. He remembers like big things from his past, but he gets knocked in the head and he has like short-term memory loss. Like he can't make new memories. So he starts like tattooing all this shit on him to remember it. He takes all these notes and then it turns into him tattooing all this stuff, just random like names and like random information so he can keep track of what's going on. And it was pretty good. I thought honestly, like I was like, is this crossing into the coveted 9 Zeus slap territory? But then the end was a little underwhelming. So I give it an 8 Zeus slaps, God, out of 11. Yeah, the end was just like, okay, so spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. He's basically just stuck in a time loop, and that's just how it's going to keep going. He's never really going to figure this out. But it was kind of cool, like, because it felt like you were in his mind, you know, the cutting from black and white to color. So the black and white was like the real, I think that was the real memories. And the color scenes was like, that was like the present, what was going on. And I don't know, it was just an interesting way to shoot it. So I liked it. Christopher Nolan made it. If you don't know his work, he just did Oppenheimer. He also made the Dark Knight trilogy. He made Inception. And I know he's made other stuff, but those are some of the big ones. Good movie. Great director. So I've been hitting the TikTok verse more with bars, but 3 videos accumulated a total of 60 views, and I hate the algorithm. I'm just done. Like it's so ridiculous that Like I put real effort into this, artistically. Like I'm writing these songs. I'm like trying to make a quality product, and all this, it just feels like I get like stopped every step of the way. Like some of this, I genuinely believe some of the stuff I recently put out, just these little like one verse like videos where I'm like rapping over, it's duetting other people's beats. I genuinely feel like I spit you some of the best lines of the year. And for it to get like that little of a push is just ridiculous to me. I just get tired of it. I'm not going to rant about it. I'm not going to go off, but yeah, it's annoying. Sorry, I just bumped the mic. That probably didn't sound too good. I'm trying to read this. But if you support me, know you're supporting a real one. You know, I keep it real with you. I'm honest. I'll never sell out. I'm fully independent. I do this stuff for the love of the art. Like right now, I'm not even making money at this. Like it'll add up to money, but like right now, for a while, up until like recently, until Spotify changed their rules, I was making money on this show. And now I don't make money. And YouTube, I got in trouble with YouTube just for using the TikTok watermark in videos, just for reusing videos that I made. You can't post them in two places. Instagram doesn't like that either. If you post a TikTok video on Instagram, you can't promote it. It's like just stuff like that. It's annoying. Broken ass industry. Just broken ass like social media, broken ass corporate ass social media. So yeah, support a real one. I'm gonna get off my soapbox for now. So this girl was flirty, asking for pictures of my sexy chest this week, right? So I asked for pictures of her sexy chest. She wanted me to pay $1,000 to see her naked, and I said I don't pay people to take their clothes off. She said bye, and that was it. That was the end of it. I've been talking to her the last few weeks. Been trying to set up hanging out with her, but she was giving me this weird vibe, this kind of weird energy, like wanting to do all this shit, which just kind of makes it seem like you're just trying to get me to spend money on you. And like, I don't like that. I don't like to feel like you're just trying to get me to spend money on you, because that makes me feel like it's just all about the money. And when it's all about the money, there's never enough money to spend. You can never spend enough. We'll get into that more later, but yeah, she blocked me when I wouldn't send that. It might be that might finally be the last straw with online dating. And I'm gonna say that, and then I'll probably still try to do it. I never have. I go through these stretches where it's like I'll do it. I'll like swipe a bunch for like a day, and then I'll disappear on there for weeks. It's like it's just not my thing, and like I start remembering why I don't really like it. But yeah, it's like cyclical. I'm not saying all women are like this, but you can buy a lot of women's affection, and really you're just renting it. You're not really buying it. It's not a permanent thing. You got to keep paying money. It's like a subscription basically. And once you stop paying, but it's like a subscription, except you don't have any choice in the matter of like when you cancel it. Like, yeah, I guess you can just cancel it, but it's one of those things where it's like that she can just cancel the subscription at any time if she wants to. It's like it's not like a gym membership. I guess in some ways though, because you could be trying to cancel and then they make it difficult for you, trying to cancel the membership. It's like, oh, the manager's not here. Oh, you got to come on weekends when the manager's here. Then you come on weekends and the manager's not there. Then they're like, oh yeah, the manager will be here Thursday. And it's like they just have you running through loops. That's what it's like sometimes trying to end a relationship. It's like ending a gym membership. It really is. One time, I had a gym membership for. I'm not gonna name the gym. Crunch. No, I don't care. I'll name the gym. I had a membership there. My card expired. I didn't show up there for months. They tried to back charge me when I finally went in to like cancel it. They tried to charge me for all this time, and I'm like, well, y'all can see in your system that I haven't been here in like, I don't know how long it was. Let's say 7 months. It might have even been longer. They were trying to charge me. They sent it to like collections and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Why did you keep that membership going? At LA Fitness, when my card expired, my membership was just gone. Like that was that happened before because I wasn't going consistently. I didn't realize. Then when I did go, I ended up having to pay more than I was. So that kind of sucked, but still not that bad. I mean, it is a better gym than Crunch, but sometimes I am like, you can get, if you're just trying to get a good workout, you could get it at Crunch. You're not gonna get the pool, you're not gonna get the sauna, which is stuff I like, especially the sauna. The pool I don't always use, but but you wouldn't get the cold dip. That's nice, ice bath. So I don't know, but I just thought that was ridiculous that they're trying to get money out of me. That's exactly what ending a relationship is like. They still try to get money out of you. Oh man, how down? Like, I'm not saying all women are like that, but it's just gross to me when you can just rent a woman's affection like that. As long as you keep paying, you got that affection. That's why women will stay with these weirdo rich dudes like Diddy that like are abusing them, raping them, and doing weird like gay things while hiding them, being in the closet. It's for the money. You rent their affection. You know, I'm not down. I'm not down for that. I'm not down to do weird gay things that and like pretend to be straight. I'm not down. I'm not down for that, Diddy. uh, seriously though, that dude. There's like new stuff coming out every day. He seems like a monster. Like we gotta get that motherfucker off the streets. If he killed Tupac and Biggie and all them, man, fuck that. Fuck that shit. I never really liked him anyway. It's like one of those things where you get a bad vibe. He's just like lame too. I don't really respect like the people who don't write their own lyrics. Like he had, Jadakiss writing for him and a bunch of other writers and stuff. And it's just like I don't respect that. That's lame. So yeah. Anyway, Diddy, get that motherfucker off the streets if he really did all that shit. Fuck that. Fuck that. Too many weird ass people that have power, man. Like they just do weird ass shit and it needs to stop. Like it's a bunch of like rapists and pedophiles and just overall fucking weirdos. Fuck that. Fuck that. Anyway, yeah. How down bad do you have to be to pay for dick ratings? Women charge for dick ratings, like on like OnlyFans and other stuff, I'm sure. It's like it's so humiliating as a man, You have to pay to send them a dick pic and have them rate it. It's just sad. I don't know. It's like just simping too hard in my opinion. It's like, oh yeah, sure. If you just send her that dick pic. No, I'm just playing. Don't do that. But for real, it's like you gotta pay to send a dick pic. Fuck that. Fuck that. That'd be like if you tried to have her pay you to send nudes. Can you imagine what a woman would say? It's like, oh yeah, if you want to send me nudes, you gotta pay for me to share my opinion on your body. Like that's wild, man. I don't know what the fuck we did in this generation. We fucked up. Things have just gone way too far paying for fucking dick ratings. I know it's been a thing, but I've never talked about it on here, so I just thought it was kind of funny. Simping, just simping hard. Speaking of that, there's a viral video of this guy proposing to his girl and he had 5 different ring options, and like that's the omega simp right there. Like you gave her 5 different ring options. Like, damn, man. I bet you she tried to keep more than one of them too. She might have tried to keep all 5. But here's a couple issues with this. I mean, I don't know. At the same time, if maybe that's like her thing and she really loved it and all that. But for me, I'm like, I think you should know your girl better than that and know what kind of ring she likes. And truthfully, she should love any ring that comes from you. Like if she really fucks with you like that, if you put some time and effort into the ring, into like picking a ring and all that, or like having a ring made and all that, she shouldn't care. You know, like if she really fucks with you like that, it shouldn't be about like a money thing. This is what I think. It shouldn't be like that. So yeah, I would say that's lame. Had this like damn dog hair. Dog hair just ends up everywhere. It's like in my pop filter. Luckily, this pop filter is dog ass tough. That term never gets old. But yeah, guys, the Omega simp. But social media is selling this increasingly more impossible, like American dream. Like women want 6 feet, 6 figures, 8 inches, but it's really six, because dudes be lying. And really, the 6 feet, a lot of those guys are like 5'10", but we won't get into that. But anyway, let's say 666. Devil. It's the devil's work. Social media is the devil. It really is, though. But interesting, right? 6 feet, 6 figures, 6 inches. Seems like some devil shit to me. Yeah, it's just so. It's like a lot of women are competing for like the top few, like the top percentage of earners amongst men. It's like there's only so much to go around, ladies. You got to settle for a broke dude, or an average dude. There's only so much to go around. You're not gonna find this like Prince Charming that's a millionaire and is swinging and hanging. You're not gonna find it. And he might not be 6 feet. 6 feet is rare. Like y'all just want too much sometimes. It's like ask yourself, what if you're not that cute? Like I know social media inflates your egos. What if you ain't that cute? You know? And what if you're not that good of a person? I'm just asking. But watch out, you know. Watch out for how it makes you feel. Social media can be toxic and spreads a lot of unnecessary negativity. This is life in zero gravity over here. Social media is like life in I don't know, like 1,000 times gravity. Super gravity just went pulling you down to where your face is just stuck to the floor. That's what social media is. That shit ain't life in zero gravity. Not one bit, sir. But yeah. Just watch out for how it makes you feel. I find social media makes me very unproductive. Like I don't do the numbers I should. And I have like I don't know, I blame the woke mob and the LGBTQIA plus mafia. I don't know what it is now, but I blame that mafia. They did it. Trying to ban your boy. So I'm too gay. Well, I shouldn't have even said that. It's a joke. That was gonna get cut up and used as a clip. I'm too gay. I'm so dumb sometimes. A lot of the time, really. But I have fun, and I fuck your bitch. So there's that. Oh man. So there's this girl. Speaking of like how lame social media is, she puts this lame ass shit in her stories, and I don't know how I'm still in her close friend stories because she's like engaged to this whole other dude. Like at one point, she was interested in me. I think we like made out or whatever, but I thought she was a little off, and I wasn't sure if I was attracted to her. Honestly, sometimes I thought she looked good. Other times I was like, I don't know. And she made me listen to this fucking Billie Eilish album, and I did not want to listen to that shit. I was being nice, but I'm like, I don't want to fucking hear this, man. Like, this is not made for me. I'm not saying that the girl doesn't have any talent, but it's just I'm not fucking with this. It was like the second album, and it's like super, like moody and shit. And I'm like, bro, I don't want to hear this. Like, we're supposed to be chilling. I'm supposed to be getting to know you. I don't want to hear you like singing over tracks that I don't really fuck with anyway. But anyway, like she does this lame shit where she'll like post pictures in her story of her smoking like next to a no smoking sign like she's a rebel or something. But then the funny thing about that is that it's in her close friend's story, so she's hiding it from people. So it's like, how much of a fucking rebel are you if you're hiding it from people? And why am I in the close friends? I don't know. I remember like she makes music. That's the girl that makes music. And like after I didn't even know she was dating anyone, but apparently she was at the time. And I just said, "Oh yeah, let's make a track soon," because she could sing a little bit. And I was like, "I want to work with more females." She said, "I have a boyfriend," and I was just like, oh, I meant like make music, like for real, not like date, you know. And she never wrote back to that. I think that's the last exchange we had, actually. It's like, I'm not trying to fucking date you. I wanted to make music. Like, I don't give a fuck about that, you know. I don't think that relationship's gonna work out, though, to be honest. So, there's that. But yeah, social media is ridiculous. Um, I don't know. So many people like hide their like count, you know. They don't they're like so insecure. And anytime they do that, you could still like just count their likes, or like if you don't have to scroll that much on their likes, you know they didn't get a lot of likes. So it's like, okay. I usually do that when they hide their like count. I'm like, what type of numbers are you doing? Because we can still see it. What's the point in hiding it? I don't know. Seems silly to me. Unless people just don't know that you could still like you just count that shit out. Usually when they do that, it's like they'll have one photo that maybe got a couple hundred likes, and then the next photo is like liked by this person and others, and then you go to it and it's like fucking 7 likes. It's like, oh yeah, you hid that shit, huh? People are so worried about other people's opinions, and I've talked about that before, but it's like, am I doing this? Or ask yourself, like, am I doing this for me, or am I doing it to appease people who don't care about me? You know, am I doing this because I'm worried what people who don't care about me think? Because that's what it is a lot of times. Like we don't want to be embarrassed by other people or whatever, and it's like, who cares? Who cares? It's your life. They're not living your life. You're living your life. Stop worrying about them. It's easier said than done, but it's necessary. We gotta stop worrying about them. Yeah. Just ask yourself that. You know what I was wondering is like why so this is now we're shifting away, right? Why don't characters in movies like mess up their lines more? Cause like in real life, nobody has like perfect dialogue. So when you see a movie and it's like they never make mistakes. Every line is like comes out precisely, and like they never stumble over words, or it's very rare. Most people do that like every couple sentences you might stumble on something. So it's just a little unrealistic. I don't know if they thought about that. If I made a movie, I think I would probably keep in some of the takes where they messed up, just because then it would feel like a real movie more. You know, it's like, oh yeah, this was something that was made. This wasn't just like, you know, like a random occurrence. So yeah, Why don't characters mess up? It doesn't make sense. Black Friday's always been a scam, but it seems like people are catching on to it more now. It's like what they do is like they mark some stuff up before Black Friday, then they mark it back down to its regular price on Black Friday, and you think you're getting a deal, but when you really look at it, it's like you might have saved $20. Like there's usually one item that's like for sale and is crazy good and all that, but I think people are getting over just like pummeling each other in the store. That's what that movie Thanksgiving was about, by the way. So that was a good point, I thought, because the Black Friday stuff is crazy. People get crazy and just lose their shit. I can't imagine like punching someone because they got the last PS5. You know, it's just crazy what people care about, I guess. But yeah, a lot of y'all are dependent on me, and I need to be a better leader. I have skills, but I'm not managing everything well. I'm not being the best leader I can be, so I apologize for that. I want to do better. I really do. I need to be a better leader and just like take over this stuff because I have the potential. I'm fair. I'm kind, fair, but I can be vicious and I can stand up for my team. I just feel like I have a lot of qualities as a Leo, that make me fit for the role. I just have to work on like time management and stuff like that. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there. A lot of y'all depend on me and I want to be better. Shout out to New Jack and Oh My, you know, OG me, all of them, Scotty Grippin. I appreciate y'all, man. I want to be a better leader and a better friend, so I'm working on that. So, yeah, I don't know. I've been weirdly emotional this week. I feel like more of a failure than usual, if you can believe that. It just hits you hard sometimes. This week was tough. So, I don't know. I feel like I've wasted a lot of time. So, let me waste all your time in return. Like, I want to make this Godcast unlistenable. How does that sound? But yeah, um, what else was I gonna get to here? Where are we at on this? Oh, yeah, I want to do better though, man. I'm sorry. I'll be a better leader. I'm working on it. Much love out there. I'll do better from this day forward. I truly plan to like be the leader I always knew I could be. So look to see me taking over shit. So the woke mob tries to ruin Thanksgiving every year, and it's like it's not that deep. Thanksgiving is about loved ones and family. I'm just fucking around with this woke stuff because I don't have a problem with stuff being woke. I think that's silly. But yeah, if you don't know, you kind of look like a miserable dick when you're negative on holidays. You know, that's a you problem. I'm hearing from Diaresia once a week at most now. Diaresia, who owes me a lot of money. Hearing from her once a week, it's getting ridiculous. Getting tired of it. Um, and I'm honestly going to reach out to her son's grandma if this doesn't work out. I'm just waiting. I told her that, and then now she's ready to meet. So we'll see about that. I'm working on a podcast with OG Me, so be on the lookout for it. Our radio chemistry is crazy if you've ever heard our episodes, and be on the lookout for that. So now it's time for Crazy Hour Sports. So the Niners whooped the Seahawks 31-13. It was kind of a mixed outing for Brock Purdy. He had one touchdown, one pick six, but he did come through in the clutch. So mixed outing, but what can you do? The UFC is in court for antitrust issues. The fighters need to sue them for their pay. The UFC is robbing fighters, and that needs to change. David Benavidez won. He improved to 28-0 with 24 knockouts with his win over Demetrius Andrade. who is now 32-1 with 19 knockouts. Will he fight Canelo next? I don't know. I kind of think Canelo's gonna wait him out. I think he has probably one of the best shots at beating Canelo of anyone. So I'd like to see the fight, but I don't know if it'll happen. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully he'll be next. Alabama beats Auburn 27-24 via the Milrow Miracle. Look up the Milrow Miracle. They were on fourth down and goal, but they were 31 yards away from the end zone, and he did it. And I think Jalen Milrow is getting better all the time. You know, he's just gonna keep improving. So yeah, impressive win, crazy win, really. And that'll do it for KZRO Sports. And now, let's read from the book of Grav. Grav. All right. Bird brains try to call this culture vultures, but all my drops thrill more than roller coasters. Combined with pure liquid cocaine, all ways are free. I restricted no lanes. I'm different. One of the best bar riders. All you get is left like NASCAR drivers. Past far, I was beyond Hubble's sight. Been through the fire, so all your struggles light. And I'm years beyond light, past infinity. Light years past your whack vicinity. No entity has ever been where we were, beaten through enemies and barriers. I'm raw, never been modified. Y'all turn to dust when the God decides. When I nod, it's bye to the lackluster, racking up kills against whack busters. Indomitable, phenomenal, y'all are comical. I'm astronomical. Y'all are early economical. Get wrecked upon this flow. The honest, y'all unconscious though. And that's Grav. Thank you for listening. Much love to everyone out there. This is a fun show. I enjoyed it. Hope you did too. I'll be back next week. Life in zero gravity forever.